Let's take Albert Einstein's quote, "Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new." And now let's apply this to the current state of Runescape. Apparently, according to the latest bulletin on the homepage, Mark subscribes to this philosophy of Albert Einstein's. And you know what? I gotta give Mark credit for publicly coming out and saying that the way that the evolution of combat was not handled properly. He later goes on and says, the EoC beta had well over 4 months of your feedback, with huge amounts of balancing and revision of the content. However, looking back at this was clearly still not enough for such a big update. To touch upon this real quick, no shit, Sherlock, it doesn't help when the polls on the beta and the RS homepage were heavily biased at the time. Beta weekend events and cosmetic upgrades were used to stimulate beta use and feedback, and what about the huge red flag that only about 400 concurrent players were testing the beta at any given point? That's hardly enough feedback. There weren't enough players online to give a proper assessment, and obviously those players that were playing were going to be automatically biased towards the approval of the evolution of combat. The fact of the matter was, you only listened to and acted upon a cross-section of the RuneScape community. What about the giant elephant in the room? The players and video makers who made real polls and provided real, raw feedback through YouTube, the forums, and other social media networks. Alrighty, I'll give another check in the ballsy statement department for Mark Gerhard for finally admitting that the update was rushed. What's happened has happened, but is it too late to fix it? The answer is no, it's not too late. Let's take Albert Einstein's quote again. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. The argument that keeps being flung back at me and other players is, why live in the past? Look towards the future. Let's twist that quote for a second. Ever think about the fact that the players love the old graphics, the old combat system, the old wilderness, the old trade system? How about multi-Pking, clan Pking? What happened? Sure, you've done a fine job with PVM and Slayer and quests, but all of these things I just mentioned are gone. Let's try something new for 2013, Jagex. How about adding old game servers back? Split the community temporarily. Give the player the option. We're not asking for maintenance. We don't want to copy our characters over. We can start fresh. We want that game experience. The game experience we're all craving. The one that we keep telling ourselves still exists in some pseudo format, pseudo way in the EoC, but really doesn't exist. And that we have to somehow resort to by reflecting back, by watching old game content, or going to private servers. We're really a very large, cultured group, and you know what? You're going to have to realize that the game will become stronger if you act upon this. Because you know what? I like the evolution of combat. I would like to play the old game and the new game, but you need to give me that option, and I'm sure tens and hundreds of thousands of players will agree with that. I'll end on your words. We are very keen on making 2013 your year. This means we give you what you want. But crucially, 2013 is about ensuring that your hard-earned legacy is respected. My question to you, Mark, is, will you respect the legacy of the Pking community and the progress people have made with their accounts around this activity? You want to kill two birds with one stone? Has it ever crossed your mind that players would be willing to pay for their nostalgia back? I just bought a Sega Genesis to play NBA Jam and old Sonic games, and I spent $70 to do that. To ensure the longevity of RuneScape, instead of having 4 developers on Solomon's General Store and Squill of Fortune, put them on Project Nostalgia, and you'll realize that tens, if not hundreds of thousands of players would be willing to pay for their old game back and for that old game experience. Hell, look at how many people were ready for EoC. Over 500,000 of them. I think that's more revenue if you think about it clearly than those cosmetic upgrades and spins you keep selling. Hell, if you didn't see EoC as a threat, why did you take them down? The last bold statement you made on this post was, "Our purpose and passion is to advance this game for you." Please understand that if you embrace this idea, you are advancing the game and you are advancing the community. You're not regressing. You're not taking a step back. You've already taken a step forward by acknowledging that you made the mistake and that you need to correct it. It's time to correct it now. If you enjoyed this video and you believe that this is the corrective action for RuneScape in 2013, especially for the Pking community, please like and share this video. Until next time, have a good one, guys, and peace out.